Home destroyed. Firefighters were called out to a mobile home in Wayne County after fire and reported explosion. The information we have confirmed from firefighters and people living nearby.
And today is the day we see a warmer flow moving in. As you're heading out this morning, temperatures will climb on up into the 60s. I'll show you when our highs could climb into the 70s.
And criminal history. Court documents show the suspect in the murder of a Raleigh teacher has been arrested over a dozen times. The questions we're asking after a judge denied a recent request to have him involuntary committed.
WRAL News at 8 on Fox 50 starts in less than 30 seconds.
At Leith Honda in Raleigh and Auto Park Honda in Cary, we make your buying process easy. And with every new car purchase, you'll enjoy complimentary oil changes and exceptional service. It's no wonder we've earned so many 5-star reviews. You'll also get peace of mind pricing with every used vehicle, and if it's not the perfect fit, no problem. Bring it back within 3 days for an easy exchange. Visit our showroom at Auto Park Honda in Cary or Leith Honda in Raleigh. It's easier here.
Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
Good morning. Great to be with you in the 8 o'clock hour. I'm Ken Smith. Join us in welcoming Laura Levine as our new co-anchor here in the 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock hours. She's already a big part of our morning team as a reporter. Now she gets to be in studio, and we're excited to have you.
Oh, thank you, Ken. I'm so happy to be here with you guys full-time, Monday through Friday, getting to tell great stories, inform our viewers, and, of course, those live interviews in the 9 o'clock hour on Fox 50. Great to be with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner as well, as always, giving us an update on the forecast today, Elizabeth.
Laura, we're so happy to have you with us in the morning. You're going to really round out the team so nicely. Let's take a look at RDU, and you can see some high thin cloud cover right now. Towards the bottom of your screen, it looks a little bit thicker, and we are seeing widely varying conditions across the area right now. The big change that we see today is a southwest wind that'll pick up in speed, gusting potentially up to around 20 miles per hour this afternoon, and that's really going to help to push that warmth in. Right now, it's 41 degrees at the airport. We're watching the potential for some patchy fog. So far, we've seen some indications anyway of it around Rocky Mount, up around South Hill and Roxborough. You can see Roxborough is at less than a quarter of a mile visibility. South Hill and Rocky Mount, though, just starting to see a little bit of improvement with 3/4 to a mile of visibility. So looking like things are getting better. 32 in Roxborough, that's been our chilly spot all morning. Elsewhere, mostly temperatures are in the low to mid 40s. And we'll have a nice fast warm up today with that strong flow coming out of the south. It'll bring us on up into the 60s, but it doesn't end there. We could end up tying a record high later in the week. I'll show you that coming up. Chris?
And happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. This is a live look at I-40 near NC 54, near the exit for Carter Finley and Lenovo Center. And you notice just some congestion there. Now, this previously had a bigger backup because of an accident that happened near Trinity Road and Wade Avenue. This is heading toward Durham and out of Raleigh. So again, that has improved really nicely. In fact, about 10 minutes ago, this whole stretch was covered in red. Now you barely have yellow. So good news there if you plan on heading toward Durham along I-40. So that has since cleared. One of the places that we're watching is I-87. This slowdown was at 16 minutes, and I was kind of suspect of it. It's now down to 7 minutes, so at least that's some good news. Maybe there was just a little bit of an error in the sensor, but it has improved. An 8-minute delay on I-87 heading into Raleigh this time of morning is pretty normal, as is the 9-minute delay coming in from Wake Forest. It's a 5-minute delay coming in from Durham, and nothing that's going to make you late if you're coming into the capital city from Apex or from Garner. But should that change, you'll be the first to know on the radio by listening to 101.5 HD3.
Hey, Chris, thanks. Troopers are looking for 2 people after a chase in Johnston County overnight. This is video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker in 4 Oaks, where that chase ended. Troopers say they saw a truck speeding on I-95 late last night and chased it. That chase ended when the truck went airborne and crashed onto the hood of another car. Now, the driver of that car was treated for minor injuries at a hospital. The 2 people state troopers were chasing in that truck ran away. Troopers were not able to locate them.
Happening today, we are expected to learn more about the progress being made on repairs to the Raleigh Convention Center. This is after a fire broke out on the roof last month. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live at City Hall this morning. And Kelsey, we know that the fire caused millions of dollars in damage.
Yes, Laura, when city leaders walk through these doors at City Hall tonight, they'll be able to get an update on what's next for the Raleigh Convention Center. We'll show you some video now of the moments just after that fire broke out last month. The event center has been closed since then. Fire officials estimate repairs could cost a total of $2 million. City's documents show the city spent over $1.1 million already, and more than a dozen additional recovery projects are still needed, including installing a new roof. City leaders will vote tonight about giving the city manager authority to approve any extra payments without additional review. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Kelsey, thank you. The man accused of killing a Raleigh teacher is in jail this morning without bond after making his first court appearance yesterday. Ryan Camacho is accused of breaking into the home of Ravenscroft teacher Zoe Welsh and attacked her. She later died at the hospital. Court documents show that Camacho has a lengthy criminal history that includes more than 20 arrests. In many of those cases, he was either charged with misdemeanor or the cases were dropped altogether.
And Laura, as we learn more about Camacho's history, we're hearing from someone who says his family was harassed by him. Back in 2016, West Phillips says Camacho stalked, harassed, and terrified his family for more than a year. Phillips shared two videos with WRAL. One shows Camacho approaching him in his car and trying to open the door. And just a few days later, security video shows a man throwing a rock onto the windshield of Phillips's car and then through the sunroof. Phillips says he had to move his family twice because of Camacho. And after the second time, he says Camacho returned with a gun.
He shot into our building where he thought that, I can only assume, where he thought that we lived. And that's something that stays with us.
Court documents show Camacho did face charges in that case and spent 2 years in prison, but Phillips says more should have been done to keep him behind bars. Last month, Camacho was facing breaking and entering charges unrelated to Phillips. Prosecutors tried to have Camacho involuntarily committed. That request was denied by a judge. We're still trying to find out why. We're following some breaking news right here in the 8 o'clock hour. Investigators are working to learn what sparked a mobile home fire reported an explosion in Wayne County. You see it right here on the map. This happened on Lancaster Road near Pikeville. WRAL's Ali Cattlebar is in the breaking news tracker as neighbors got a look at the damage.
And really all that's left of this home is the foundation. You can see everything on top of it, pieces, charred pieces of debris after a fire tore through this home just hours ago. This video from the WRAL breaking news tracker shows crews even sifting through that debris, trying to find what caused this fire. The fire chief on scene tells us that no one got hurt, but we did speak with neighbors. Listen to what they heard right before they walked out and saw the house on fire.
I was sitting in my house and I heard an explosion. So I look out my window because my window rattled and I saw what I thought was a fire, and my best friend stayed here. So I went to my front door and his whole back door was engulfed in flames.
Now, I did speak with the person who says that he owned this home. He didn't want to go on camera, but he did say that he wasn't home when this fire started. He also says that he cut off electricity to this house before Christmas. Now, we're working to confirm this. We have reached out to the Wayne County Sheriff's Office, who's investigating. We're working to find out the cause of this fire. Reporting in Wayne County, Ali Cattlebar, WRAL News.
The deadline has passed for attorneys to file motions ahead of the Austin Thompson murder trial next month. Thompson is accused of killing 5 people in Raleigh's Hedingham neighborhood in 2022. 6 motions were filed in the past week by Thompson's lawyers. A local attorney not affiliated with the case tells WRAL most of these motions are standard. But one of the motions asks the court to limit evidence related to internet searches by Thompson. His lawyers say the state is planning to use them out of context because the searches took place years before the shooting. These motions will go before a judge later this month. Thompson's trial is expected to start February 2nd. The city of Rocky Mount is expected to meet tomorrow to discuss an ongoing issue with utility bills. This meeting comes after dozens of people reached out to us saying they received 2 back-to-back statements. In a statement made to WRAL last week, the city said the typical 30-day window was inadvertently extended for some customers. In order to fix it, they said that some customers who bills two bills around the same time. We have asked the city multiple times for more details about the issue and how many customers were affected. A spokesperson says those questions will be addressed at tomorrow's meeting at 2 p.m.
The Carolina Panthers are getting ready for the team's first playoff game since 2017. Now, for many players, this will be their first taste of a postseason game. 31 players in the 53-man roster have never played a snap in a playoff game. Now, despite this, there are still experienced vets on that team, and head coach Dave Canales may have to depend on that leadership and postseason experience.
Maybe lean on some of those guys who have that experience, have been there and to feel what it feels like. And I would expect the message is going to be pretty consistent. Can we find our best football? Can we play with that energy? Can we play together? And the teams that play together, that play the best football, are the ones that have success in the postseason.
And of course, Canales has postseason experience, having played and coached for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers during their Super Bowl run. Now, the Panthers will be playing the LA Rams this Saturday at Bank of America Stadium. It will be a rematch from November when Carolina upset the Rams. That game kicks off at 4:30. You can watch all the action right here on Fox 50.
Your time now is 8:11. Dog found dead. A Franklin County man makes a tragic discovery after his pet goes missing on New Year's Day. Why he believes someone may have killed her.
Tap room closing. Why a popular North Carolina brewery is shutting its doors after one of the founders was accused of sex crimes.
And if you're looking to get outside, it'll be a more comfortable afternoon at the park as we climb on up into the mid-60s. I'll show you why temperatures will climb above normal and how long it will last. 8:14 with cloudy skies right now in Apex. We are seeing sunshine peeking through in some parts of the viewing area, so it will really vary depending on where you are, what we're seeing. As we get into the afternoon, a lot of those clouds should thin out, but it's still maybe that we have some high thin clouds through the remainder of the day. The wind will likely pick up later today. Right now it's southwest, fairly light at 3 miles per hour, but gusting up to around 20 later on today, and that will really help to pull that warmth in. Right now it's 41 degrees in the Triangle, and we're looking at our next weather maker coming through, of course, our area, and of course that's going to help to bring us the next weather maker. That one doesn't arrive until Saturday, and coming up in just a few minutes, we'll take a look at the timing and how much rain we could see. Chris?
Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. We'll give you a live look at I-87 near mile marker 434 there. You see the exit towards Zebulon and Oxford. So everything seems to be flowing pretty smoothly. I've noticed that the delay time coming in out of Knightdale heading toward Raleigh continues to decrease. It's now down to a 3-minute delay. At one point it was being reported near 15 minutes. So continuing with the good news, hoping that continues throughout the morning commute. We'll keep you posted on 101.5 HD3.
Okay, Chris, thank you. A tragic story to tell you about now out of Franklin County. A dog that disappeared early New Year's Day was found apparently beaten to death. And now her owner is trying to find the person who did it. Leo Martinez lives in the Centerville area of Franklin County, and he says that his 5-year-old dog, Nina, escaped early New Year's morning. The next day, a family member found Nina's body in a ditch near his house. Martinez says her head was wrapped with a white trash bag, and he believes someone killed her.
I hope the person that did it, whether he sees this or seen my post, I just want him to know that he didn't just take a dog from me. He took everything. She was everything to me.
Just devastating. Franklin County deputies say that they are investigating this case.
Well, investigators are looking for 2 people accused of stealing from a playground at a church. Deputies released these photos of the people they believe are responsible. They say it happened twice at Fairmont Baptist Church in Fayetteville. Deputies say the people involved stole materials from the playground on December 5th and New Year's Day. Anyone with information about them is asked to call the Cumberland County Sheriff's Office. A popular brewery in North Carolina shutting down its doors after it deals with the fallout from a high-profile case involving one of its founders. Sycamore Brewing says the move is temporary. Co-founder Justin Bingham is accused of sexually assaulting a teenage girl. His wife, who co-founded the business with him, cut him out of the brewery and filed for divorce. She says the decision is to allow everyone time to process and heal. That brewery, by the way, is in Charlotte.
Taking a live look at Capitol Hill this morning now, where today marks 5 years since the deadly January 6 insurrection. In 2021, pro-Trump rioters stormed the Capitol, demanding the results of the 2020 election be overturned. The Capitol was placed on lockdown, and lawmakers had to evacuate the House and Senate chambers. And then Vice President Mike Pence had to be moved to a secure location. More than 2,000 people were charged in connection to the riot. They were later pardoned by President Trump when he took office again last year.
And Laura, on this 5th anniversary of January 6th, former Vice President Mike Pence posted to X saying he wanted to share some remarks that he made about January 6th at the John F. Kennedy Profile and Courage Award ceremony last year. He talked about the true heroes that day. He said how I will always believe that by God's grace, I did my duty to see to the peaceful transfer of power under the Constitution. He also says January 6th was a tragic day, but it became a triumph of freedom when, after Capitol Police quelled the violence, leaders in both chambers reconvened the very same day and finished democracy's work under the Constitution. Mike Pence received the John F. Kennedy Profile and Courage Award for certifying the 2020 election results.
The community of Carrboro remembering a former police officer who died. The department posted this to Facebook. Officer Paul Atherton served as an officer for 10 years. Atherton also served in many different roles with the Orange County area after his law enforcement career was over. He was also a cross-country coach with Chapel Hill Carrboro Schools. No word on funeral arrangements nor how he died.
A Democratic state lawmaker will have to seek re-election without support from North Carolina's top Democrat. Governor Josh Stein has endorsed Democrat Rodney Sadler's bid to unseat incumbent Democrat Carla Cunningham. Cunningham has represented the northern Charlotte area for 7 terms, but has lost support from some Democrats after supporting Republican bills. Cunningham released a statement saying, "I've spent years delivering results for our communities. I will continue fighting for the 106th district, not for a political agenda, but for the people I serve."
Happening now, the Greater Raleigh Chamber of Commerce will be hosting its 2026 Economic Forecast event. This is a live look at the event at the Martin Marietta Center for the Performing Arts that just got underway a short time ago. WRAL's Chris Lovingood there as the MC. Of course, you can watch this live stream right now on WRAL.com.
RDU is postponing a flight to Jamaica because of hurricane damage. Breeze Airways was set to start offering flights from Raleigh to the island in March. However, lingering damage from Hurricane Melissa forced them to postpone that decision. Melissa was a powerful Category 5, as you remember, and the strongest to ever hit Jamaica.
Orange County, a new library hours. Instead of 10 a.m., libraries will open at 9 a.m. Monday through Thursday. Friday through Sunday hours will stay the same. Just keep that in mind as you make your plans to go to one of the Orange County libraries.
Turning now to the forecast, we're seeing a bit of cloud cover out there, Elizabeth, to couple with some of the cool temperatures, but they're not sticking around for too long.
No, today's the day that we're going to start to really notice a warm up. It's a little bit warmer this morning, but still chilly. But this afternoon, you should notice it. We do have some cloud cover across parts of the area right now. Raleigh's one of those. We have a deck of fairly thick clouds. It's hanging there, mainly low cloud cover. And once this begins to break up, we'll see just a thin layer of high clouds for the remainder of the day. 41 degrees right now. We have a southwest wind at 3 miles per hour, but that southwesterly wind will pick up in speed later on today and become a little blustery, but that strong southwesterly wind will really help to push that warmth into our area. Here's a look at the current situation. We have a cold front back to the west. That one is not likely to swing through and cause us any real changes. Slightly cooler, it looks like, as we get into, say, Thursday. But then our next front will arrive on Saturday and help to bring us our best chance of rain for the week. In the meantime, ahead of that front, temperatures will be very warm. We could be very near a record for both Friday and Saturday, and then late Saturday we'll see that rain coming through. As the system crosses the Mississippi Valley, there could be some severe storms along with it, but once it crosses the Appalachians and starts to move toward us, we're just looking at some showers, and it just looks weaker and weaker as it moves across the mountains. Rain likely arrives late on Saturday, but the big question mark is, does it really linger into Sunday morning? So this is one version of the computer models that's a little bit slower. As we get closer to Saturday, keep checking back if you have outdoor plans Saturday or Sunday. We'll be fine-tuning that timing. Winter feeling temperatures roll right back in late Sunday and into Monday. Severe threat on Thursday, just a level 1 risk across parts of the plains, and then same thing again on Friday, but again, it looks much weaker crossing North Carolina. 40% chance of rain on Saturday with around 1/4 of an inch of rain for us. So it's not much. We could definitely use more rain than that, but that is what we'll get out of it. Both Friday and Saturday ahead of the front will be very warm with highs in the low 70s. Chris?
And Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. We'll keep an eye on I-87 at Arundel Avenue. Tends to be one of the more congested spots on the morning commute, but it's doing just fine in both directions, whether you're heading towards Zebulon or toward Raleigh. Minimal delay on I-87 southbound heading into Raleigh. It's only a 3-minute delay. I-40 at South Saunders Street, things looking good there near exit 298. Things are flowing very smoothly in both directions. So in terms of heading into downtown Raleigh, right now showing a 26-minute delay coming in from Durham. That's something that just popped up. I'm going to investigate that a little further. Meanwhile, heading into Raleigh from really anywhere else, nothing that's going to make you terribly late. Your typical slowdown coming out of Wake Forest on Capitol Boulevard. That's about a 7-minute delay right now.
Cold weather and cars, dead batteries and breakdowns can be a problem in the winter. 5 on Your Side explains what you can do during this warm weather to get ready for the next cold stretch.
And visitor restrictions at other hospital system in our area making changes as the country sees a surge in flu cases.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Good morning at 8:26. I'm Ken Smith. Let's get started with Chris Michaels in the WRAL Traffic Center with a traffic alert, Chris, on I-40.
Yeah, just within the past 5 minutes, Ken, we've learned about this crash near Harrison Avenue. You can see it off toward the side there, but plenty of congestion as you're heading from Durham toward Raleigh. So this is I-40 eastbound. And at the latest check, this was causing quite a bit of delay heading into Raleigh. Right now, it's a 24-minute delay that's coming in from Durham. There's no other big slowdown spots heading into Raleigh, but we're going to look into that further, show you some alternate routes over on Fox 50 in about 3 minutes.
Cloudy skies across a good bit of our area. Wilson, Durham, and Fayetteville all showing some cloud cover this morning. 39 for Wilson, 43 Durham, 46 in Fayetteville. So it's been a cool start this morning, but not as cold as we saw yesterday. Here's a live look at Sanford. Again, really socked in with the clouds, and visibility in Roxborough is down below 1/4 of a mile. So you could still run into a little patchy fog. It's also 32 in Roxborough, but as warm as 46 in Fayetteville. Once we get into the afternoon, our flow out of the south should really help to push the warm air in. We'll see highs in the mid-60s.
Firefighters were called out to a mobile home fire and reported an explosion in Wayne County this morning. This happened on Lancaster Road near Pikeville. The home was destroyed and authorities say no one was hurt. The cause of the fire is under investigation. State troopers are looking for 2 people after a chase in Johnston County overnight. The chase ended after the truck went airborne and crashed into the hood of another car. 2 other people that they were chasing ran away. Troopers were not able to locate them. Next on Fox 50, new information about the suspect in the murder of a Raleigh teacher. And coming up on Today, 1-on-1 with Jodie Foster about her new movie, The Private Life.
Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
And a traffic alert for you this morning. I-40 eastbound near Harrison Avenue heading from Durham to Raleigh. We'll show you the delay time and some potential alternate routes to get around this headache coming up.
Charred and in pieces, a fire and reported explosion at a mobile home in Wayne County. Hear from neighbors who watched this unfold right outside their windows.
And if you're about to head out the door to run some errands, our temperatures are going to warm up quickly. By the time we get to lunchtime, we'll be in the mid-50s, climbing into the 60s. I'll show you when we're into the 70s.
And making your voice heard. Today, Raleigh City Council will discuss the future of the North Hills rezoning project, how you can be part of that discussion. We're so happy to be with you at 8:30. Always appreciate your time here on Fox 50. Let's get over to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner, the WRAL Severe Weather Center, tracking what is going to shape up to be a nice day.
It is going to be a nice day. Now, you take a look outside, or you're joining us looking at the cameras. It looks really gray over downtown Raleigh right now, but those clouds will thin out as we get closer to lunchtime, and we should end up with just some high, thin clouds later on this afternoon. You can see the flags flying very gently in front of the legislative building, but later this afternoon, our southwesterly flow picks up up to around 20 miles per hour, and that will really help to push that warmth back into our area. 43 in Raleigh right now, the southwest wind just 6 miles per hour. There's been a little bit of patchy fog, not a whole lot out there. You could still run into some of that. We've seen visibilities, especially up around Roxborough, South Hill and Rocky Mount, down to around a quarter of a mile, and it's below that in Roxborough at the moment. Our temperatures range from 32 in Roxborough to mid-40s in Fayetteville and Clinton. We'll continue to see those temperatures warming. At lunchtime, upper 50s will climb into the mid-60s, and I'll show you when we could tie a record high coming up. Chris?
And Elizabeth, right now in the WRAL traffic center, this crash on I-40 eastbound near Harrison Avenue has 2 lanes blocked, according to the traffic sensors. This is coming away from Aviation Parkway heading into Raleigh. So one of the things you can do if you're listening to us on the radio and you're coming in from Durham, your best bet might be to try and get off on I-540, maybe connect to Glenwood Avenue. Reason why I say that is because this is causing some backups. Now, at least from this vantage point, things are crawling along and it looks like the vehicles are moved off to the side. But especially as you're coming on the on-ramp, that's going to cause some delays and folks trying to get out of the way. So that's, again, going to be one of those things that we watch for the next little bit. Initially, this was causing a 26-minute delay. That's now down to a 21-minute delay. So the obvious hope is that that would continue to decrease. But it's still enough of a delay that you might want to find one of those alternate routes that I mentioned. Meanwhile, it's a 6-minute delay from Wake Forest. That's typical. Nothing that's going to make you late heading into Raleigh coming out of Apex, Garner, or Knightdale this morning.
Chris, thanks. We're following some breaking news now. Investigators are trying to figure out what sparked a mobile home fire reported in Wayne County. This happened on Lancaster Road near Pikeville, as you see right there on the map. Our Ali Catalabar is in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker, reports on the damage and how it affected neighbors.
And really all that's left of this home is the foundation. You can see everything on top of it, pieces, charred pieces of debris after a fire tore through this home just hours ago. This video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker shows crews even sifting through that debris, trying to find what caused this fire. The fire chief on scene tells us that no one got hurt, but we did speak with neighbors. Listen to what they heard right before they walked out and saw the house on fire.
I was sitting in my house and I heard an explosion. So I look out my window because my window rattled and I saw what I thought was a fire, and my best friend stayed here. So I went to my front door and his whole back door was engulfed in flames.
Now, I did speak with the person who says that he owned this home. He didn't want to go on camera, but he did say that he wasn't home when this fire started. He also says that he cut off electricity to this house before Christmas. Now, we're working to confirm this. We have reached out to the Wayne County Sheriff's Office, who's investigating. We're working to find out the cause of this fire. Reporting in Wayne County, Ali Catalabar, WRAL News.
Well, state troopers are looking for 2 people after a chase in Johnston County overnight. This is video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker in 4 Oaks, where that chase ended. Troopers say they saw a truck speeding on I-95 late last night and chased it. That chase ended when the truck went airborne and crashed under the hood of another car. Now, the driver of that car was taken to a hospital. That person was being treated at that hospital. Now, the 2 people that state troopers were chasing ran away. They were not able to locate those 2 people. Well, today we could get an update on the North Hills rezoning project. City Council holding a public hearing on the proposal to build 4 towers up to 37 stories high around Six Forks and Lassiter Mills roads. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey live outside City Hall this morning. And Kelsey, a decision could be made moving forward?
Yes, Ken, that's definitely a possibility here tonight. City leaders are asking for your input about rezoning North Hills. So community members will be walking through these doors at City Hall to share their opinion on a project that's gotten quite a bit of pushback. Kane Realty wants to build 4 towers around Six Forks and Lassiter Mill roads in North Hills. Those towers could be as high as 37 stories, making them the tallest in the city. The developer tried to get City Council to pass this before, but it didn't go through. The Raleigh Planning Commission signed off on the proposal last year, and we've talked to several people who live near North Hills since then. They say they're concerned the project will create more traffic and overcrowding in an already busy area. We emailed Kane Realty about the project yesterday. They sent us a statement saying in part that this rezoning request does not propose any increase in density beyond what is already allowed today, which means it would not add traffic beyond what is already permitted. So people can share their thoughts tonight at 7 here at City Hall. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Also, City Council will get an update on the recovery status of the Raleigh Convention Center today. The event center has been closed since a fire broke out on the roof more than a month ago. The fire caused an estimated $2 million in damage. Council members will get an update and vote on a resolution to give the city manager authority during the recovery period. Well, new restrictions for visitors at Duke Health are now in place. This comes as flu cases are on the rise nationwide. Access is now being restricted to anyone 12 years old and younger. UNC Health, Wake Med, and Cape Fear Valley Health already have restrictions in place. The man accused of murdering a Raleigh teacher is in jail without bond this morning after making his first court appearance. Ryan Camacho is accused of breaking into the home of Ravenscroft teacher Zoe Walsh and attacking her over the weekend. She later died at the hospital. Court documents show Camacho has a lengthy criminal history that includes more than 20 arrests. In many of those cases, he was either charged with a misdemeanor or the cases were dropped altogether. We're, of course, learning new information about Camacho's troubling history. Wes Phillips tells WRAL Camacho harassed his family for more than a year. This video Phillips shared with us showed a day of the Hurricane Matthew hitting back in 2016. Phillips says Camacho stood outside his home and tried opening his car door. This came after the family had already moved once that year to get away. Then days later, security cameras captured a man throwing a rock several times at Phillips's car. The family then moved a second time. 2 years after that, Camacho returned once more, firing a gun into Phillips's building. He was charged in that case and spent 2 years in prison. But Phillips says authorities should have done more to keep him behind bars.
And part of the reason I'm here is it makes me really angry. It makes me angry that it feels like there was a complete institutional just failure here that led to a woman being killed who touched so many lives.
Just last month, Camacho was facing breaking and entering charges unrelated to Phillips. Prosecutors tried to have Camacho involuntarily committed. That request was denied by a judge. We're trying to ask that judge why he made that decision. According to court documents, Camacho's mother, Cynthia, spent years seeking and getting guardianship over him because of his incompetency. Those filings go back to 2017. WRAL's Sarah Kruger knocked on her door. She was told never to come back. Neighbors say Camacho had been staying in the woods near Welch's home. Well, the city of Rocky Mount will hold a special meeting tomorrow to discuss an ongoing issue with utility bills. Dozens of people have reached out to us saying this issue caused them to get two bills last month. In a statement given to us last week, the city says the typical 30-day window was inadvertently extended for some customers. Now, to fix it, it had to send out some customers with two bills around the same time. But people tell us the answer for why this happened is not clear. We've asked the city of Rocky Mount to share more about this issue. A spokesperson says city leaders will address our questions at tomorrow's meeting. Months after a WRAL investigation, changes could be coming to Creedmoor. Today, the city's board is meeting to discuss implementing water filters. This comes as people have concerns of brown and smelly water coming from their faucets. The South Granville County Water and Sewer Authority working on a system to filter out harmful chemicals, but it is years from completion. It tells us it does not have plans to distribute the filters, but the city of Creedmoor says it has the authority to provide them. Without the Water and Sewer Authority on board, city leaders will only be able to give out filters to families who are considered to be low or moderate income.
We're going to explore every possible options for the city to do it on its own to get those filters to folks who want them.
The board meets at 6 tonight. WRAL will let you know if anything is decided. Top lawmakers in Capitol Hill are reacting after being briefed on Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro's capture. House and Senate leaders met with Trump administration officials about the military operation. Maduro and his wife were captured Saturday. They both made their first court appearances yesterday in New York City on several charges linked to drug trafficking. They pleaded not guilty. Former Vice President Delcy Rodriguez has been sworn in as the country's acting president. She called Maduro's capture an, quote, illegal kidnapping, but she says she is now opening the door to cooperating with the U.S. A crash closing down part of US 64 in Apex last night. This happened near the Lower Duncan Road and Knollwood Drive intersection just after 7 o'clock last night. Video from the WRAL breaking news tracker shows damage to the side of the car and police taking a look at a motorcycle that was on its side. We're trying to learn more about what caused that crash and what happened to the people involved. Durham police identifying the man who was killed in a drive-by shooting on Hillsborough Road. 30-year-old Iris Jeffrey died when a car pulled up next to him and someone inside began shooting. This happened at about 9 Sunday night. A family friend sent WRAL these photos of him. They say he was an aspiring rapper and had a record deal. He leaves behind a young son. A woman who was in the car with Jeffrey has life-threatening injuries. Durham police have not released information on any arrests. Garner police need your help to locate this woman. Take a look at your screen if you don't mind. This is Andrea Owsley. She's 62 years old. She was last heard from on January 2nd. The State Center for Missing Persons says she may attempt to travel to Boston or Philadelphia. It also says she has a cognitive impairment. Now, anyone with information about her whereabouts encouraged to call authorities. Well, tonight, the NBA on NBC is on WRAL. The Minnesota Timberwolves facing off against the Miami Heat. Tip-off is at 8 o'clock tonight. And two of our Triangle's ACC men's basketball teams are playing tonight as well. Duke is at Louisville. That tip-off is at 7 o'clock. Then at 9 p.m., NC State takes on Boston College. We'll have highlights of those games during our evening newscasts. Winter car preparations. There are steps you can take to avoid dead batteries and car breakdowns. 5 on your side shares what to do before the upcoming warm weather stretch to winterproof your car. Also, vaccine schedule changes. Top health officials making recommendations that could mean fewer shots for your child at the doctor's office. What experts worry these changes could lead to coming up. And a warming trend beginning today. Here's a live look at Lake Gaston. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner telling us which 2 days this week stand the chance of reaching record high temperatures in January, no doubt.
8:46, our temperatures are still mostly hanging in the 40s this morning, but generally it's been a good bit warmer than it was yesterday. But like yesterday, a lot of cloud cover out there. Clouds in Durham and Raleigh where it's 43. But look at this, kind of split between some sunshine trying to peek through the clouds there in Fayetteville. Temperature at 46 degrees. As we head into the afternoon, the winds will start to pick up. Our winds will be out of the southwest today, and that's what's really going to help to fuel that warm up. We saw 50s yesterday. We'll climb into the 60s for today. And that additional amount of wind should help to stir things up enough that we'll have some sunshine later this afternoon. High temperatures in the mid 60s. So if you're looking to get outside for a walk later on this afternoon or even during the evening hours, it should be nice and comfortable. But if you want it warmer, we've got that for you in the 7-day forecast coming up, Chris.
And happening now in the WRAL traffic center, pretty much bumper-to-bumper traffic here, I-40 at Harrison Avenue, where we've been following a crash that's causing quite a bit of delay if you're heading from Durham into Raleigh. It's got 2 lanes blocked there, so about a 20 to 25-minute delay heading into Raleigh. Another thing to keep in mind that we first reported yesterday, some of the water emergency maintenance work going on Glenwood Avenue. That's got it closed at least through today. We'll keep you posted on that on all WRAL platforms and on 101.5 HD3.
And right now in the WRAL Live Center, a former Republican lawmaker who questioned the integrity of Arizona's elections is scheduled to be sentenced today. We're talking about 30-year-old Austin Smith. He's accused of using nominating petitions that contain forged signatures in a bid to qualify for a primary election in 2024. Now, Smith represented an Arizona House district in the Phoenix suburbs for 1 term before dropping his re-election bid. He was also, at the time, a leader of Turning Point Action, which was a campaign arm for Turning Point USA, co-founded by Charlie Kirk.
Well, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services is now recommending a reduced vaccine schedule for children. Many of the recommendations will stay intact, though, including measles, polio, chickenpox, and HPV. But scheduled vaccinations for RSV, meningitis, and hepatitis are being cut, except for children who are at high risk. Some experts worry this could lead to more preventable infections in children. The Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services also dropping requirements for states to report vaccination data for recipients. Well, the first GLP-1 pill version is now available. Drug maker Novo Nordisk says the weight loss drug Wegovy has launched in the U.S. The program is for the starter dose of the popular drug. It's an option for people who don't want to do a weekly injection. Novo Nordisk says higher strengths will also be available in pill form at different price points by the end of the week. No winter weather on the horizon anytime soon, but we will still have a lot of winter to go. 5 on your side's Ashley Rowe sharing how you can take advantage of the upcoming warming trend to make sure your car is winterproof.
We may not be thinking about or preparing for winter weather this week, but the experts at Consumer Reports say responsible preparation starts before a system arrives.
You want to make sure that your tire pressures are set, that you have decent tread on your tires, and that you have good windshield wipers and washer fluid in the car. Overall tread depth and tire pressure are critical for maintaining traction in the snow.
And if you do find yourself sliding when winter weather strikes, the advice is simple.
Stay calm, look where you want to go, and steer where you want to go.
Maintain firm pressure on the brake pedal and let your car's anti-lock brakes do the work. You'll feel the pedal pulsing under your foot. That means they're working.
Your car has a lot of built-in systems that will help you in the case of a skid or slide, and you want to trust those systems.
For electric vehicle drivers, cold weather brings another challenge: shorter range.
You could actually lose up to 30% of your overall vehicle range in freezing temperatures, so you're going to want to plan ahead and plan out your stops along the way.
It's also important to keep an emergency kit in your car with the right supplies to help you get moving again or make it safer and more comfortable if you're stuck waiting for help. Ashley Rowe, 5 on your side.
Well, we're here in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. This is not local video, by the way. This is out of California. And Elizabeth, you were telling us this is Donna Lake there near the Sierra.
Yes, it's right near Lake Tahoe, if you've ever heard of it. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. I actually spent winter working at a ski resort very near there. Boy, they will get dumped on. They're so close to the Pacific Ocean. Those clouds really hold a lot of moisture, and they get some serious snowfall. So, and it's been very, over the last week, they've gotten a lot of snow, but it's been pretty snow-free across a good bit of the West. So I know folks there who are skiers, and even for water, they depend on some heavy snowpack there across the mountains of the West to keep them in water all summer. For us, we're looking at just the opposite. We'll see some sunshine trying to break through later this afternoon with warmer temperatures. We have no rain in the forecast, even though our skies are gray, but showers are in the forecast for Saturday. Right now, it looks like it'd be fairly late in the day, but we'll be talking about the timeline for that as we get a little closer to Saturday. And then once that front comes through, we begin to see the cool down that starts on Sunday. Our visibility is still less than a quarter of a mile in Roxborough. We've seen pretty good looking conditions elsewhere. Now we do have some cloud cover out there. This is a look at Futurecast, and you can see clouds kind of lingering up until around lunchtime, and then we start to see those clouds shifting eastward and thinning out a bit. I still think we'll have some high thin clouds later on this afternoon, but we should feel a little bit brighter after lunchtime. Definitely gray skies here in Raleigh. As we take a look at the legislative building, you can see those gray skies across downtown, and our temperature is 43. Warmer than yesterday, but still on the chilly side. Temperatures are in the mid 30s to mid 40s, depending on where you are in the triangle. Still some lingering 30s, 37 in Chapel Hill and in Clayton, but 43 in Morrisville and 42 in Wake Forest. Our temperatures are 5 to almost 15 degrees warmer than yesterday, but it is still chilly out there. Some clouds this morning, a little more sun this afternoon. We'll climb into the mid to upper 60s, and then we continue to warm up. We get at 70 for tomorrow. A cold front stays to our north, and then we get another round of some strong flow coming out of the south that could bring us all the way to 73 degrees on Friday. That will be close to a record. As a matter of fact, 73 would tie our record on Friday. We'll be close to the record on Saturday with a high of 72 and the previous record at 75. Again, Saturday is the only day of the next 7 that we have rain in the forecast, with the exception of Sunday morning. Some of that rain could linger into the early part of the day. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, thanks. Well, before we hit the break, I want to give you a look at your winning lottery numbers right there on your screen. We'll be right back with another check of weather and traffic after the break.